From the moment you opened your eyes, the program began. You were told what the world is, what's true, what's possible, and you believed it. Not because it was real, but because everyone around you agreed it was. That agreement is the matrix, not a machine of metal and wires, but a living field of thought, made of belief, repetition, and memory. You were never plugged into it. You were raised inside it, taught to see through the lens of collective perception, to mistake symbols for truth and names for meaning. The world you call reality is not solid. It's psychological architecture. Every idea you've accepted has built invisible walls around your perception. You don't see reality as it is. You see it as your programming allows. Belief systems are not just thoughts. They are filters. They decide what data your mind lets in and what it blocks out. They shape the limits of your imagination, and they define the size of your freedom. You think you live in a physical matrix, but the real matrix was installed in your mind, coded with words, images, and fear. It started so early you never even noticed. Before you could speak, the world was already whispering into your mind, telling you what's good and bad, what's real and unreal, what to love and what to fear. Every word, every rule, every image was a seed, and those seeds became the architecture of your perception. You didn't choose your beliefs. They were handed to you, wrapped in stories you were too young to question. The people who raised you weren't villains. They were prisoners passing down the keys to their own cells. They believed what they were taught, and so they taught you the same code, a script of assumptions and inherited limits. That's how the real matrix sustains itself, not through machines, but through agreement. Billions of minds nodding in unison, believing that the map is the territory, that the symbol is the thing, that the name is the truth. And every time you defend a belief as absolute, the matrix grows stronger. Every time you cling to an identity, the cage tightens a little more. The mind fears emptiness because emptiness threatens control. But only in emptiness can you see the code itself, the patterns beneath the illusion of certainty. The system doesn't need you to obey. It only needs you to never question. And then one day, a crack appears. Something you believed your whole life suddenly doesn't feel true anymore. A thought slips through the net. Quiet, disobedient, impossible to ignore. That's the beginning of awakening, the first glitch in the matrix. You start to notice how everything you see is filtered through interpretation. The colors, the faces, the news, even your own memories. They're all shaped by the same invisible system. You realize you've never actually met reality itself, only your beliefs about it. The mind hates uncertainty, so it covers the unknown with familiar stories. It calls them truth. But truth doesn't need defending. Only lies do. Every time you let go of a belief, something shifts inside the matrix. The walls flicker. The story trembles. It feels like losing control. But what's really happening is the code rewriting itself. You begin to see that beliefs are not anchors, they're cages, and freedom doesn't come from finding new beliefs. It comes from seeing through them all. The matrix was never out there. It was built from thought, reinforced by fear, and powered by attention. And when you stop feeding it, when you start to simply observe, the illusion begins to break. That's when the symbols lose their power. The words fall silent. And for the first time, you meet the world directly, unfiltered, raw, infinite. When the walls of belief begin to crumble, the first thing you feel is fear. Not because the truth is dangerous, but because the mind has lost its map. It doesn't know how to exist without its labels, its definitions, its comforting illusions of order. This is the moment the matrix fights back. It will whisper to you through the voices of others. Don't question. It's always been this way. Who are you to doubt what everyone knows? But those voices are echoes. Echoes of generations asleep within the same dream. They are not the enemy. They are reminders of what you're leaving behind. When you see the matrix for what it is, you stop blaming it. You understand it was never malicious, only unconscious. It exists because consciousness wanted to experience limitation, to know itself through contrast. You can't destroy the matrix. You transcend it by seeing it clearly, by realizing that belief systems don't control reality. They only control your version of it. The moment you stop identifying with the code, the program collapses, and what's left isn't emptiness. It's pure awareness, untouched and unlimited. You begin to move through the world differently now, not as someone escaping the illusion, but as someone awake within it. You can play the game, speak the language, wear the mask, but you never forget that it's all theater. That's the freedom the system was built to hide, to live in the matrix, but no longer belong to it. When you no longer belong to the matrix, something extraordinary happens. Life begins to respond to your awareness instead of your conditioning. You stop reacting to the world, and the world starts reflecting you instead. You speak, and the right words come. You move, and synchronicities follow. You think of someone, and they appear. Reality becomes fluid, alive, because you've remembered your place in its design. The real matrix was never an enemy to escape. It was a mirror, showing you who you thought you were, until you remembered who you've always been. You see now that belief systems were never about truth. They were training grounds for consciousness, temporary frameworks that helped you navigate the illusion until you were ready to see beyond it. Freedom doesn't mean rejecting the world. It means participating in it consciously. To believe without being trapped, to feel without being consumed, to think without forgetting that thought is only a shadow of awareness. The mind still tries to understand, but the heart already knows. There is nothing to fix, nothing to fight. The matrix isn't falling apart. It's unfolding into clarity. And in that clarity, you smile, because you realize that everything, the control, the confusion, the fear, was consciousness in disguise. playing both sides of the game just to remember its own infinite power. You look around one last time, and the world doesn't seem like a prison anymore. It feels like a playground, a divine simulation designed for awakening. And as you walk back into the dream, fully awake, you whisper to yourself the truth the system never wanted you to know. The Matrix was never real. Only the one who sees it is.